Hello, Dwight Norris here of fishingatwork.com, and I'm here on the Charles Esplanade, as you can see here. Looks like I have this upside down. Sorry about that. Correct it. And as you can see, it's a little bit rainy, but not too bad. The ground's not getting soaked. Trees are doing their protecting. And lo and behold, some people are actually fishing. It's my second time seeing that. I believe yesterday it was about a week ago, I saw somebody fishing, and it was a group of two as well, and I was kind of perplexed. I kind of felt like there might be a fishing group around here that I don't know about, but we'll see. So today I wanted to talk about shoreline fishing, just like these guys are doing here. So they're actually situated under a nice bridge, and there's rocks there, and there's this good cover for everything. So particularly when you're in areas like this and there's lots of cover, you have to kind of think about what type of fish per se you're actually trying to catch. So if you're trying to catch a panfish, you're going to look for cover, and in this particular spring/summer environment, you're going to be looking for areas where they're spawning or near where they're spawning. So these rocks right here actually go a ways out, and it stays pretty shallow, so it's just a good place to catch panfish and bass. And when it gets hotter toward the middle of the day, they'll either go deeper or stay where they are and be lethargic, or hide under darker areas that maybe aren't so deep or further away, like this floating dock over here. Actually, it's not a floating dock, it's actually on its own stilts, but there are some floating docks around here, or even a boat that's been positioned in the water. You'll see birds and such actually floating around these things, so they can see the fish. Now, if you're going for some larger game, say striped bass, you're gonna have to go out to the middle of the river, where it's a little deeper, and just outside of these areas, they'll be actually preying on these smaller fish. And like this entry point here is an entry point into the inner canal, which goes under this bridge and goes down about 3/4 of a mile to a complete mile, where you'll pretty much see the small fish, and the larger fish will be right around this opening point here. I'd say, I don't know, 50 yards out. That's where you would probably find some deep water holes or a ledge. I've actually looked at a topographical map, and they'll be waiting there to try to snag on a smaller fish that might be roaming the area. And they'll come from underneath them and then have a very opportune time. But shoreline fishing can be good. There are some drawbacks, like, you know, getting to the bigger fish over here. You can't cast that far, and you're limited to the area you can get. Particularly when you're fishing at work and you only have a little bit of time. So you need to optimize your time wisely, and that's by first choosing what you're going to catch. So if you're using a small rod and reel, you have some worms and stuff, you're pretty limited to the panfish and the bass. If you want to do something else, you know, like catch a catfish or catch a striped bass or a trout or some other type of prey, you're going to have to think just a little bit more about what you're doing. And when you're roaming the shoreline, you should take a peek down to see what the general area looks like. As you see here, there's a bunch of rocks, and they seem to go out forever, or seemingly so. Pretty much after this rock area goes to a hard sandy bottom. And there's rocks protruding outside, which were put there on purpose to keep the dirt from falling in. This is actually a park per se, this strip of land here along the Boston corridor. just to have something for everybody to enjoy. And over there is the super cool community rowing center, which does more than rowing. It actually does boating in general, and that's where I'll be getting my, what do you call it, the kayak pass for $180 etc. dollars for an annual. I do need to check up on how long their season lasts. Hopefully it's not just like, you know, the spring and summer, like they go pretty far into the fall, maybe even winter if the weather keeps up. So see, there's a section of piers here. I've never tried to skip anything beneath them before, but I've seen fish just roaming through here, and with the right bait you can grab stuff. But there's some stuff like this super cool island here, which is actually harboring several of the rowboats. Would be a great thing to take a kayak or something on and roam that area over there, because it's less fishing pressure. Well, there's less fishing pressure around here, obviously, in the first place, but that area over there probably doesn't see too many people in general. So that's kind of stuff you need to look out for. There's a ginormous bridge over there that's actually getting work in the lower section. And bridges are great if you can get under them. This is a particularly huge one. You can get next to the side and cast about 60 yards or so max, but it's relatively shallow. The better area, it would probably be the other side. I think the dredge is on the other side, and if you're on the dredge side, I would say you're at the advantage for the larger fish, if that's what you're going for. But you'll have to be aware of all the noise and etc. The fish are generally used to it. It happens every day, all day on the schedule, so fish do adapt. Now you see the clouds are getting darker and the rain's starting to get heavier. People are still hanging out the best they can. Also, when you're shore fishing, it reminds me of a long time ago when I was fishing the river and I wasn't getting any bites. It was a horrible day, and then up rolled the old, I forgot what you call them now. Pretty much the fish police, the environmental police, to check my license. And apparently that year I forgot to buy it. So, one, remember to purchase your license for your state for whatever type of fishing you're doing, whether it be freshwater or saltwater. You're not just getting a license just to get a license, but you're also helping them regulate the area. Pretty much every, I don't know, month or so, I'll get a nice publication from the local environmental police authorities talking about all the stings they've done and how many fish they've repossessed, and all the, even like head boats and charter boats that come back with like undersized fish, too many fish per passenger, fish they aren't even supposed to be catching, or they'll even find stuff that's filleted and they'll still have like the guts on board, and they're not even trying to like hide what they're doing. But it's kind of egregious that that's happening on charter boats. I thought they would be more be a little bit more professional and not try to put their business at risk. I don't promote that, and it's pretty sad, but when they do publicize this stuff, they don't tell you who they are, and fines are minimal, and they can always come back and try to improve. So better luck next time. So what else can I say about shore fishing in general? You're usually only motivated by how much you can move by your feet or by bike. But remember to get the right gear, the right bait for the fish, the right timing, or whatever time you have available, and just get out there and try some things. Do a little research online. Check out fishingatwork.com. I'll be putting up a lot more informational posts, how-tos, tips and tricks, areas to fish, how to fish them, what to fish, what to do in your particular area, if it's like a major place or a general type of area that might actually connect with where you're fishing and help you fish a little better in a little less time. So, once again, this is Dwight at fishingnetwork.com. Please visit the website, go to YouTube, subscribe, and also check out or sign up for the private Facebook group, which is available on the website. Thank you. Goodbye. Get out there and go fishing.